could be a player who could have a big impact, and Kako Fernandez back in the lineup as well.
Yeah, this High Point side, they're ready to put those early season losses to those big teams away and focus just on the Big South now. And this is where it matters. This is what ultimately gets you to the NCAA tournament, and that's all that the Panthers have focused on from here on out.
And we are underway from Vert Stadium. High Point in purple, and USC Upstate in a white kit tonight with the green shorts. And early on, the Panthers trying to make an impact early. It's Alex Abril. And he tried to play it in for MD Myers, who didn't make the run in. Perhaps thought that Abril was going to take the shot there.
Yeah, MD Myers is kind of caught a little bit on the back post, but what a ball across the pitch from Lalas Ayerti to send Abril in. Acres of space behind that Spartans line for the first opportunity for the Panthers tonight.
We've seen that kind of ball played from Ayerti a number of times so far this season, but Upstate nearly take the lead there. The ball came across, it was fired across, and it just needed a touch, but no one wanted to take the chance there for the Spartans.
It's already end this game. High Point having one chance, and just about 3 passes or less, Upstate bring it up the pitch and have an opportunity on goal the other way, hopefully setting the tone for what's to come for this next 90 minutes.
It was Alvaro Martin at the far post who didn't take that chance. Mario Arocha, unsurprisingly, the man who got him behind and played the ball in. Here he is again. The Spartans playing it over the top, trying to rattle the High Point defense.
Searching ball there from Phipps, looking for Abril, just not on the same page there.
Well, we knew this was going to be quite a fixture tonight, but it's already off to quite an explosive start with only a few minutes gone in the first half.
That's right. This Upstate side, last time they came here, again, in that Big South Championship final, they got on the board early in the first minute, actually. A goal from Moss Lewis, but just after that, MD Myers had 2. Ashton Perkins had another just before halftime to kind of put the game to bed in the first half. I wouldn't be surprised to maybe see Upstate get on the board first with a striking punch.
A foul there by Mason Marcy on Elias Elin. It'll be a set-piece opportunity now for USC Upstate. Here's Orion McHugh. That's not the ball that he would have wanted to play in. And Holden Trent collecting it easily.
You can see right away, Jamie, Upstate's game plan, they already had 3 or 4 people bombing towards the box when their defender has it. So they're looking for those long balls in behind this Panthers back line, hoping to maybe catch them off guard.
Phipps trying to turn there, turned into touch. And Upstate maintaining possession. Now Chalbaud. MD Myers, the lone striker up top, but he's got 2 pacey wingers either side of him, Alex Abril and Kako Fernandez, who not only are able to get in behind defences, they can score and assist. And he's got good company up there with Sebastian Chalbaud playing just in behind him.
Yes, Chalbaud in that number 10 hole. That's where a lot of opportunity comes for this Panthers side, and MD Myers hold-up play, just like we've seen there. A quick touch to send Abril through on this right wing.
A slip there from Felipe Marti. first start for Cooper Linfelt at left back, as Alessandro Sabaki is missing from the lineup tonight.
It's the first time we've really been able to breathe so far, Jamie. The game's kind of both teams finding their foot a little bit, as Abril can't bring the ball down on his foot.
And what a night to make your starting debut for the High Point Panthers for Cooper Linfelt. This is a big match and a lot of trust instilled in him from the coaching staff. So young, but he's got a lot of talent, and you have to feel that he's going to fit into this lineup as High Point come again on the attack.
Yeah, very, very good ball in from Chabad. He saw the run of, I believe that was Mason Marcy getting in behind. Great opportunity there, just unable to keep the ball close enough to the on-running Panther.
The Spartans give it away again. Here's Fernandez. Momentum just slowed down a bit there for the Panthers, but they are trying to zip it around quickly. Abril. Throw into High Point. Here's Myers. Nearly broke his way through there from the return from Chalbord. McRobb used his hand there. He's going to get a booking early on.
Yeah, that's one that the ref has to give. You know, if there's going to be an opportunity for the Spartans to break like there was right there, and a defender sticks out an arm to stop the play, it's hard for the referee not to give a card there, so rightfully done.
7 minutes gone. Now Finn McRobb has to be careful for the rest of this one. We know he's an aggressive defender, and he will stick a challenge in. Hopefully, for his sake, he won't mistime any of them.
Yeah, that's something that maybe Upstate will have to keep in the back of their pockets, is one of High Point's defenders is already on a yellow card 7 minutes in, so that might be someone for them to go and attack at.
High Point win it back through Marcy. Here's McRobb. Trying to belt it across, and it falls kindly to the feet of Chalbod. Phipps joining the attack. The deep cross stays in play. Fernandez will keep it in.
Yeah, M.D. Myers was making a near post run on that, and that ball just bombed over to the far back post where Kako Fernandez was waiting.
Clever ball from Linfelt. Chalbod just stumbled over the ball there. High Point putting the pressure on.
Yeah, no option other than to just kick that out of play. You know, the old saying, Jamie, when in doubt, kick it out, and there was nothing else to do there.
Ayete. And into the hands of Luca Bullfon. Interesting career for Luca Bullfon with the Spartans. He is now back in the lineup for Scott Halkett's side, but at the beginning of his career for USC Upstate, he played a few games and then lost his spot to Felipe Beazza. Now has found his way back into Halkett's plans. And perhaps he's had some time to mature and earn his spots in this team. As McHugh plays the ball in, it's headed away by Phipps.
Again, that deep ball coming from McHugh, looking for some Upstate Spartans to run off the back of these Panthers. It just hasn't quite broke for him yet, but especially now with McRobb on a yellow card, something that the Spartans will keep trying, no doubt.
McHugh. Wide for Hayden Anderson. Montero trying to get around Linfelt. Myers getting ahead to it, but Upstate will retain the ball now. They're happy to knock the ball around at the back with the high press from the Panthers.
Yeah, I'm eager to see if they can build out of it.
And ultimately, High Point forced a mistake. Marcy. One back by Upstate. And they're in behind here, but the flag is up against Alvaro Martin.
Just a half step too early there. Panthers, they know what's coming. Upstate trying to go again with that ball in behind, but this time they're able to hold their line tight with some discipline and let number 21 from Upstate run offsides.
As High Point's head coach Zach Haynes, who so far in charge of the Panthers has retained this program's prestige. And he'll want to certainly have a victory tonight against a team that he defeated twice last season. Bullfon hoofing it away. Nayete brought it down for Kendall. Now with Linfelt. McHugh. Well controlled there by McRobb. Marcy.
Panthers content to just keep the ball right now, work it from side to side, try and find new angles of attack here, which they might have.
Fernandez. Here's Chalbord. Trying to play it in behind for Myers, who ends up fouling his man, McHugh. "13 minutes in, no goals between these two sides, but aggressive play."
That's right. Jamie, this game already has a really nice flow to it. It's very free-flowing, a lot of passing, a lot of moving, not too many stoppages. Both teams just kind of finding their footing in these early moments.
Marcy breaking it up. Here's Chalbord. Fernandez. Chalbord trying to return it to him. He had no room to do so. And this is what you like to see, JT. Two sides who play openly, want to attack, want to score goals.
Yeah, it's much more alive than games where teams just come to the vert and sit back. Because High Point playing at home, they're a fantastic team in their home stadium.
Abril having a go.
They
Drives
create
it wide of the target.
Yeah, they create a lot of chances. They make stuff happen, especially when they're at home. And some teams come just to defend that and not let that happen, kind of sit back on their laurels, put some people in front of their own yard box. But so far, Upstate haven't feared the Panthers. They've come here. They've created chances. They're going forward at this back line, and that's what you really like to see from a spectator's view.
Plays into the hands of both sides. For High Point, they can play more expansively. And that's where they truly thrive, is when they're able to connect passes and find space and take on players. You mentioned how certain teams will come here and set up to sit back, and it is an intimidating atmosphere at Vert Stadium. Such a wonderful facility for High Point to play in, and it's a great advantage for them to feel like this is a fortress.
A brick fortress. It is. And this is High Point's home ground, and they know how to play here.
As they're in behind again. Chalbod not able to make the most of that opportunity. Here's McRobb. Abril. Now Kendall. Great turn from Myers, but can't connect with Alex Abril. And then Marcy fouled after he made the touch there.
Myers just couldn't turn it into the path of Abril again. Marcy good on the spot to run and retrieve that play and ultimately draw the foul. Takes a little bit of a check, hockey check there.
Yeah, from Jeremy Montero. Phipps with a clever ball. Upstate do well to get the ball forward. And they have numbers in this attack. Still they continue. Montero that time losing out.
When the Spartans get the ball, they have numbers bombing forward. And that's them playing on the counterattack. They know High Point most likely will try and dominate this game, have possession of the ball, but whenever Upstate's winning the ball, they are bombing forward and they're going for it, which is good to see for this Spartan side.
On a ball from the outside of the boot there. It's dealt with by High Point. McHugh challenged by Myers. Here's Felipe Marti.
Big part of this game is going to be the second balls as well, because these Panthers defenders, McRobb and Carson Kendall, they're going to have to win the ball out of the air, because lots of times the ball is trying to be dumped over the top, and it's up to Marcy and Ayerte to be there for the second ball, not let any Spartans get that, because that's a big problem.
Here's Carson Kendall. Now Mason Marcy. Flicked on by Myers for Chalbord. He's got Fernandez to his left. Fernandez in! Myers was chasing that. It was one of those cross-shot attempts from Caco Fernandez, just trying to put it into a dangerous position.
Yeah, he was in acres of space on this left-hand side, found by Chalbard. Maybe played a little bit too wide for him to take a touch towards goal. But he puts the ball into such a dangerous area, leaving Buffon eager to come out and make a save with MD Myers running onto it. It's a very good opportunity for this Panthers side.
McRobb nipping in. Fernandez leaving it for Lindfelt. Upstate set up well to defend that time. You can sense the home side just starting to pull some strings and try and get the Spartans out of position to work an opening here. Anderson cutting it out. Rocha trying to get through Lindfeld and felt he was fouled there. The referee agreeing that time.
Yeah, that's just lazy defending from Lindfeld there. He had his partner covering him. I believe that Fernandez was going to get there and make the defensive recovery in his place, but instead Lindfeld just stuck out his body and impeded the Spartan, not letting him run past him, which is a foul.
Anderson. And out of touch. That time Ayete's ball not met from the run of Abril.
Yeah, just not on the same page there, Brill. Not quite running off the back line. It was a good ball from Ayerti across the pitch, but again, Abril just not quite ready for it.
You can see how fluid this front four is for USC Upstate. Those four interchanging positions quite a bit in the opening 22 minutes of this one. Phipps heads it up. Then Ellen trying to play it in behind. Myers with the flick on. Upstate coming again. And Trent got off his line there well to read the danger.
A teasing ball in from Javier Torres there. Just couldn't find the run of his striker, but again, it put him into a really dangerous area, and those are the opportunities that Upstate are going to be looking for.
Here's Abril. McRobb. A back four tonight for High Point. Two dangerous and formidable centre-backs in McRobb and Kendall. It's a corner for the home side. Won by Mason Marcy, who will likely take this. First corner of the evening for either side. Less than 22 minutes to go. We're midway through this first half. Can this be the breakthrough for the home side? Marcy delivers. And McRobb got his head to it, but couldn't direct it goalward.
Jimmy, both sides are playing the way they probably want to play coming into this game. You know, High Point, they're possessing the ball. They're moving the ball quickly. That's a big part of their game is they don't want to get caught on the ball too much and take the time out of the game. Instead, they want to be quick, making rapid passes, moving the ball up the pitch. And just like I said, Upstate's doing what they came here to do as well. They're getting the ball down. They're playing a bit on the counterattack, but whenever they got the ball, they have players bombing forward. They have people trying to get in behind, and they're playing those teasing balls. They've had some good balls in, just nothing's really clicked for either side yet, but it's, again, early days in this game, and there's a lot left to play.
High Point just starting to turn the screw a bit and dominate the fair share of possession, but just as I say that, the attack peters out. for the Panthers. Bit of confusion as to whose ball it is. It's Upstate's throw in, rather. Great distribution again from Luca Buffon. Upstate coming at pace. Here's Alvaro Martin. One back by Fernandez. And Anderson nips in. Now it's Felipe Marti driving forward. Finding Yeremy Montero. Montero doing very well there. Elin. Anderson's ball in. McRobb was underneath it. And then a crucial tackle there from Elin. This one starting to pick up pace as it perhaps dropped off there the last few minutes. Rocha heads it on. Here's Javier Torres! He buries it! And USC Upstate take the lead again at Vert Stadium for the second time this year. And High Points have it all to do now.
What a lethal hit with that left foot, you know, driving McRobb back. Finds an acres of space, finds himself in a time and place to shoot it, and he does. He rips it, and it just fires past Holden Trend to the back of the net. What a goal for our man of the match, Javier Torres.
He has that quality in him. We knew he'd be a player to watch, and he has made the difference now for the away side. How can High Point respond to this? We saw how they did it earlier this year. Immediately they tried to get on the attack. With 18 minutes to go, can High Point try and reduce the deficit and draw level before half-time?
The wind is now in the sails of this Spartan side. They have a goal, and they have the advantage. Things are starting to fall for them offensively, and so it's up to them to keep the pace up and keep playing. And they have to lock down defensively as well, because this Panthers side on offense, they make things happen in the blink of an eye.
Too much on that ball that time for Alvaro Martin to get on the end of. Well, that was perhaps against the run of play, but it won't matter to the Spartans. They have the lead. Now Linfelt battling with Anderson. Myers. Now Chalbaud. Has to go back to Kendall. Who then gives it away. And Upstate trying to hit on the break again. Here's Fernandez. Slips his man, Anderson. And then Myers didn't make the run.
Yeah, he made Anderson slip there, and then tried to slip in MD Myers, but MD Myers just wasn't quite ready for it. Might have been ball watching a little bit. He points to the spot that he wanted the ball. That's where Kako Fernandez ended up playing the ball, but then MD Myers changed his mind. It looked like he wanted it at his feet instead.
Upstate making a change, and 3 changes for the Panthers. Trying to get some fresh legs on towards the end of this first half. Paul Bobai, the Nigerian, is on for the Spartans. Davis Biggerstaff is one of the changes, as well as David Green for the Panthers.
David Green started last game out against Gardner Webb. He's someone who's been coming off the bench for the High Point Panthers, bringing some life into this game, so I'm eager to see what he can contribute for the last 15 minutes of this match.
The ball comes in towards Arocha. It's Bobai! And it's out of touch. It looked like that was destined for the top corner. The other change for High Point is Ashton Perkins, a man who is perhaps a specialist against the Spartans. He scored 3 goals against them earlier this year. So perhaps maybe he can try and find the leveler for High Point. Falls for Anderson. The header flicked on and over the bar.
It was Ashton Perkins who made the game 3-1 in the Big South Final, really putting it to bed in the 45th minute, just before halftime, giving the Panthers the lead 3-1 going into the locker room, which they ultimately held out and won that trophy. But that's what it's about, Jamie. We were talking to High Point's associate coach Josh Gillen before the game, and he was talking about how last game they really made sure to keep legs fresh and keep players rotating in and out. And that, as we see here, we've just brought on Ashton Perkins and someone in David Green who's been creating opportunities for this Panthers side. So it's time to see if they can come on down a goal and hopefully bring their team back into this match.
Marcy. Here's David Green. See Davis Biggerstaff in a more forward position than we're perhaps used to, filling in for Sebastian Chalbaud. You talk about Ashton Perkins' goal in the final. He announced himself against the Spartans to this High Point side with his brace, his winning brace in Spartanburg.
He's definitely someone to keep an eye on. He's come on for MD Myers, who's taking a breather. Ashton Perkins is someone who brings life to the front of this High Point Panthers offense. He presses the ball very well. He gets in behind just like MD does. And he scored 3 goals in 2 games against Spartans. So he's someone who, it's a very good call from Zach Haynes to throw him out there and see what he can do.
Another change coming for USC Upstate. Make that 2 changes as Mario Arroca and Alvaro Martin head for the bench. Julian Fernandez is on, as well as Brody Williams, a South Carolina native. Can the Spartans hold on to this lead and perhaps add to it before half-time? Panthers have 11 minutes to try and respond. When they go into the locker rooms.
Upstate out shooting the Panthers 4-2 so far. The Panthers have been possessing the ball well and creating big build-up play, but no really big chances in front of the goal. That's kind of where they're lacking.
Great closing down there from Perkins. Foul throw there from Hayden Anderson. And JT, I don't know if I was with you, but that's the second time we've seen that at Vert Stadium from an opponent.
Yeah, a foul throw is not something you really see in the game at this level. It's something that usually early on in young careers, there's something they hammer down, keep that foot down, have the ball come straight over your head, but just got it wrong on that one.
Green flicks it on for Lindfeldt, who didn't look very eager to join the attack there, and then Biggerstaff loses it. Ayete wins it back, but after Marcy had fouled Babai.
Babai, the redshirt junior from Nigeria, he scored 1 goal and 1 assist against Furman in 1 game. Another purple side that he'll be looking to score against tonight.
Here he is, Vavai. McHugh, who's looked impressive at the back for USC Upstate. Anyway, so just happy to try and wind the clock down. With less than 10 minutes to go in this first half. Upstate have the lead, thanks to a great solo effort goal from Javier Torres, who took that so well, cutting in from the right.
Not sure if that was his weak foot, but you wouldn't question it, that it has some strength to it, because he lasered that past Holden Trent, who really had no chance. There's no Panther really closing him down, and he took his effort, and he took it well.
Williams caught offside there. The Panthers wanting to try and get this restarted as quickly as possible, but the referee making sure every free kick taking exactly where he wants it. Great control by Green. McRobb. Marcy looking for options. Able to find McRobb, who ventures forward. Tries to play it in behind for Alex Abril. And covering at the back was Filippo Censini.
Did very well to hold off Abril there and then play it off of him for a Spartan throw.
Elin loses possession. Here's Davis Biggerstaff. And Cooper Lindfeldt. That was a great challenge from Julian Fernandez, and then he wins the foul as well.
Excellent defending there. Linfeld took just half a touch too big, and Fernandez slides in. Very well-timed slide. Does excellent to bring it back into his pace and then hold up the ball and ultimately draw a foul.
Bullfon hits it long. Biggerstaff. Bye-bye. Was fouled there by Phipps.
Phipps seemed to get it all wrong there. No really clue where the ball was. Instead, just came straight through. Bye-bye. Definitely a foul.
McHugh being challenged by Perkins. Upstate coming again. Williams was underneath that, and McRobb had to deal with it. Puts it behind for a corner to Upstate. Elias Aylin to take this corner. And Williams got his head to it. High Point have to go quickly now if they want to try and repair some of the damage in this first half.
Upstate deservedly with the lead. They've created more chances in front of goal. They've looked the more threatening side. It's definitely going to lead to a pretty stern halftime talk from Zach Haynes, trying to get more out of the Panthers going forward. They've possessed the ball pretty well, but they just haven't created those lethal opportunities that they need.
Flag is raised against Alex Usberg. Green. Drops for Marcy. Green heads it on. He perhaps was trying to catch Luca Bullfon off guard there.
Difficult to get a lot of power and put that towards goal from that angle. Pretty easy for Buffon there. He could just take it down with his chest amid some pressure from Biggerstaff.
Green again. Now Marcy. Oh, Phipps with a hefty challenge, and he's probably going into the book here for that. As he caught Williams on the follow-through.
Bit of a double whammy there. He missed the ball, lashes his foot up, trying to win it back. So valuable attempt, but also he seems to pull his shirt all in the same motion. No doubt that is a yellow card.
Second of the night. Both going the way of the Panthers. Now McRobb and Nick Phipps in the book. Phipps does better that time to clear the danger. approach half-time with Upstate's lead still intact here at Vert Stadium.
Excellent ball there from Buffon. He had time and he played a beautiful pass to this left-hand side of Upstate's offense. It's been a big part of their game so far, playing that long ball, and it's worked out well for him.
JT High Point, of course, down a goal. They've created chances in this first half, but what do they have to do differently to try and work an opening?
They need to be a little more direct. They're moving the ball quickly, but they're taking a little bit too much time getting it towards Upstate's goal. Rather, it's coming out on the wings and it's going back into the midfield, but it's not going straight towards Upstate's goal in a quick enough fashion that Coach Zach Haynes would probably like.
Perkins commits to foul that time, just slightly late on that one. Less than a minute now. It looks like the scoreline's going to remain intact, as both sets of players get set to head to the locker room, and there's a lot to think about for both sides. Of course, Upstate will be the happier of the two teams going into halftime. And that will do it for the first half from Vert Stadium. And the away side have only two. They have points to prove now that we're in the latter stages of the season.
Yeah, this next run of games for High Point will really test them as well. 4 games on the road.
It's a home affair that they need to take care of in the next 45. And that front four is back on for High Point. Chalbud, Myers, Albrill, and Fernandez leading the line.
It's probably High Point's strongest attacking front line. Again, MD Myers, who's absolutely lethal in front of goal. He just needs one opportunity. The ball hasn't quite broke for him yet this game, but when it does, he's definitely going to test the keeper, and there's a chance he'll put it away.
Free kick early on now for the Spartans, who will be looking to pick up where they left off in that first half. There's a slip here, and Kako Fernandez is bolting in behind. That was a crucial challenge from Elias Erlin. And the players called back for a foul.
What a challenge there. What a challenge there. Really, really saved the Spartans from conceding. Kako Fernandez, the ball got a little too high on him. He had to take it that second touch with his thigh, maybe putting it a little more into a dangerous area where Ellen could get to it. But don't take anything away from that tackle. Definitely keeping the Spartans up 1-0 in this game.
McRobb hoofs it away into touch, and now the Spartans with a throw-in in a dangerous position as they try and add to their lead. Ayete. Kendall has to deal with that. It's still there for USC Upstate. And it's a goal kick in the end.
Bit of scrambling there. Carson Kendall didn't get his clearance quite right. The ball came in and Javier Torres was giving chase, creating opportunity, but finally a tackle put in off of him to keep the ball for this Panthers side.
Ayete nipping in to find Linfeld. And Fernandez let it run. And just couldn't keep it in play. But it is a throw-in to, or rather a free kick for High Point. Fernandez was fouled in that. Phipps.
High Point need a little more creativity in this second half. They need someone who's going to come and take the games by their reins and make something happen here.
Abril trying to do just that. Myers couldn't get on it. Chalbod. Abril. Chalbod. Oh, he tried to dig it out from under his feet to find Fernandez, but was unable to do so. It's a difficult position for him.
Yeah, I think he just got that one wrong. Didn't make the connection it liked. Almost worked out as a sweet chip to send MD Myers in, but I don't think that was his intention, and ultimately Buffon was able to easily deal with it.
Ayete, Marcy. He was clipped from behind there. Kendall. A missed touch there from McHugh. Doesn't result in any danger for Upstate. Linfelt. Fernandez flicking it on. And he was fouled. And now there's a scrap there on the touchline. You don't like to see that. Fernandez is just going to have a word with the referee for that.
Yeah, temper's flaring just a little bit. Sometimes when you get knocked down and you try and stand up and someone holds you down, both players seem to get a little bit hot-headed, and referee did a good job of stepping in there pretty quickly to simmer things down.
Good to see he's not pulled a card from his pocket there.
Fernandez seemed to just completely up in the Spartan player.
It looked like Anderson was trying to hitch a ride on Fernandez's back there. As Fernandez comes forward again. Here's Ayete. Phipps. Marcy. More adventurous play from Nick Phipps. Can't find Abril.
Left his post from right back, got forward a little bit. But there's no problem with that because that space seemed to be there.
There's space in behind now for Fernandez. Chalbod on the outside. Anderson did so well to defend there. High Point playing a high line now, trying to force Upstate back. Chalbod. Oh, that's a misplaced pass.
This game just needs a little bit more from the Panthers. It's hard to put your finger on exactly what it is.
JT, it almost feels like it's one of those that has a bit of a spark to it, as Kendall is trying to get back and defend here against Montero. He's all alone, Montero! And he hit the deck. Simulation in the eyes of the referee. And he'll pick up a booking for that.
Got to be frustrating a little bit. It looks like maybe there was a slight bit of contact there from Linfelt. Really not a lot in it, and easy for him to go down there, but a yellow card for that might be a little too harsh.
First player to go in the book tonight for USC Upstate. Myers being climbed over there. Looked like it was Torres who committed the foul. Linfeld in behind. It was only half cleared there by McHugh. Now Abril has to chase back and defend against the run of Filippo Censini. One back by Torres. And then Chalpod. Myers is in here! High Points are level! And the goal scoring drought ends for MD Myers. 1-1 at Vert.
He got one last game out against the Running Bulldogs of Gardner-Webb. Beautifully slipped through in here by Kako Fernandez. And MD Myers just toe pokes it in past the goalkeeper. Beautiful finish. Beautiful run from MD Myers. And what a way to get back level and give the Panthers a chance. A breathing chance in the second half against Upstate.
You have to feel they've started this second half the better of the two sides. And it all pays off for the Panthers. It's all square in High Point. And it's all to play for.
That goal will definitely give this Panthers side a little bit of boost. They hadn't really been creating too much in front of goal, and they were able to make the most out of a mistake from the Spartans and break on it, and that will change the game. The game's back level. Panthers have something to fight for once more.
Let's just talk about that goal for a second. A classic example of what MD Myers can do, and a classic example of the old saying that form is temporary, but class is permanent.
And what a class goal it was. Never seems to panic when he's in on goal like that. It can be so easy to just look up, see you and the goalie and freeze, but MD Myers never seems to do that. So calmly just slots it just out of reach for Buffon where he can't get down low enough or quick enough. A beautiful finish.
Great challenge from Kendall on Torres. High Point playing so much better now. And Upstate feeling the pressure. Phipps with a hefty challenge there.
Yeah, Brill asked a lot out of him to get to that, but Phipps really did well to lunge in there and win the ball and put it back up the pitch out of danger for this Panthers side.
Handball called there by the referee against Upstate. It's heating up in High Point as the Panthers come forward. Abril's ball not able to find Fernandez. Not a bad idea from Marcy to try and find Phipps, and the Panthers have a throw-in. Chalbald. He lost out there. McRobb knocks it back towards him.
And not a very good throw in there from Abril either. It kind of just seemed to nonchalantly toss it towards the middle where Upstate were much more alert and quick to get on it.
Linfeld was fouled there by Aroca. Upstate's most outstanding player last season, Mario Aroca. It's been awfully quiet tonight. Of course, Upstate's first chance of the evening was created by him, but we haven't seen him do much else as this game has worn on.
Oroka was given the assist for that Torres goal. Haven't really called his name since, though.
And a yellow card for dissent. That's all we could chalk that down to. Perhaps there was a foul as well. And Mario Aroca is the man who's adjudged to a foul there and receives a yellow card for it.
Yeah, he just got called for that drag back on, who was it? I believe it was Linfelt, where he was trying to get around him. He was wrestling a little too much for the referee's liking, and then just got put in the book there, so.
Poor delivery from Marcy. Now a chance for Upstate to break. Oh, and Cencini left it behind. Ayete. Here's Luca Bullfon under pressure from Myers. His distribution so far tonight, Bullfon, has been fantastic.
Jamie, I think the way that Upstate played in this first half with a lot of intensity and a lot of running onto the ball, that might cost them late in this game because tired legs can't run for the whole 90 minutes. It's hard to chase those long balls play after play. You can already kind of see some Upstate players on their front line starting to hold up a little bit and not chase as much.
And perhaps you have to credit that as well to the High Point Panthers, how they play. They run teams ragged.
This High Point backline has done a very good job of dealing with those balls into the dangerous areas as well, not really giving Upstate anything to run onto too much.
Ayete. Kendall. He's been quite solid at the backs tonight for the Panthers. Linfelt. Referee not happy with the throw-in position there. Myers dropping it off for Chalbord. Here's Carson Kendall. Myers trying to drop it back to no one in particular. Erlin. Marcy did well to get a touch.
Needless that foul there from Montero.
It looked like he was just challenging for the ball then. Marcy got there ahead of him.
Yeah.
Here's Abril. Chalbord finds him again. He tried to play the clever ball in behind. No one read that from him. Fernandez. Anderson at his back. McRobb with a great ball to find Chalbord, who skips away from one. Abril. Was that a handball? Neither official agreeing with that.
It did seem to maybe strike Upstate's hand, but that's a hard one to give, Jamie. It's like, you know, where do you put your arms? He did well to block the cross in the end.
This game really opening up now. Fernandez. Linfeld's ball in. Wasn't a bad cross. Here's Phipps. Looked like he wanted to shoot there. Chalbaud dropping deep. Fernandez. Taking on Anderson. And McRobb with a wayward clearance. Upstate will be happy to take the throw in and relieve a bit of pressure. Have another look at that chance, and Avril's ball in, and it's hard to tell from that angle whether that struck his chest or his arm, or maybe came off his leg and then hit him on the hand. Either way, play was waved on there, and Upstate breathed a sigh of relief. Paul Bobai is back in now for USC Upstate.
Good pressure so far for the Panthers in this second half. They had a lot of work to come in and do in this second half, and they've held their own so far. They got one goal to bring it back level, and they've been pressing ever since. Just under 30 minutes now to make something happen and maybe get that go-ahead goal.
Linfeldt. Fernandez with some space. Anderson tracking back. Linfeldt going round the outside. And his cross is high and too far away from a teammate that time. Brody Williams is back in for Scott Halkett's side, as Alvaro Martin will take a seat for the moment. Chalbaud couldn't connect with Alex Abril. Torres. That's a clever ball into space for Anderson. Williams. McRobb got a crucial touch there, otherwise Paul Bobai was lurking that time. Myers hits the deck. Elin. A poor pass from him. Be a throw into High Point. Couple of changes for both sides now. Julian Fernandez in for Javier Torres. And David Green is in now. Looks like he's come on for Sebastian Chalbaud. And Zach Haynes and his coaching staff will make another change. It looks like Ashton Perkins will return. McRobb. Good play from Marcy to find Phipps. No. Miscue there from Elias Erlin. McRobb being held back there by Williams.
High Point's coaching staff not liking the fact that Bobai just stepped in front of that free kick. Oftentimes can warrant a caution card, but referee let it on.
Kendall. Abril. He tried to switch it wide for Fernandez, but only found the feet of Anderson, who then plays a disappointing ball for Upstate. Green. Phipps. Abril. Phipps. Ayete was clipped there by Bobai. And Bobai's going into the book.
Yeah, Bobai is saying that the referee missed that the ball was out of play, but from up here it didn't look like the whole ball had crossed the white line. Instead, it leaves him to make a rough challenge on Abril that warrants him on Ayerte, excuse me, that warrants him a yellow card.
And the set-piece specialist, Mason Marcy, stands over this.
This is a big chance for the High Point Panthers here. A set piece deep into Spartanburg's defensive half. They have an opportunity to put a dangerous ball into the box, which Marcy is definitely capable of. It's all about who can get on the end of it and turn it towards the goal.
Spartans holding a high line, trying to catch the Panthers in an offside position. They've got numbers forward here, High Point. Carson Kendall being one of them, as well as Finn McRobb.
I know it's not likely for Marcy to go for goal on this, but Luca Buffon's anticipating a far cross, and he is off his line.
Buffon punches it. Abril trying to get it through a body of players. And Upstate trying to counter, but Ayete cuts it out. David Green. Myers trying to feed it through to Fernandez. And then Linfelt doing well to force the mistake.
Luca Buffon seems to be holding up a second. It might be when he came out to make that clearance. Maybe holding his back a little bit, maybe.
He's gone down now, clutching his back, and that's a worrying sign for USC Upstate. As they have their physio coming on. It gives both sides the time to regroup and try and find a way to make a difference in this second half.
Maybe scratch together some last-minute tactics for this last 22 minutes. See what team can have a go at it and try some new approaches. Upstate, the second half, they really haven't been nearly as lethal as they were in the first half. Their long balls were really coming together for them, sending them into dangerous areas with most of their forwards running on, but we really just haven't seen that this much in the second half, Jamie.
What we might be seeing is a potential goalkeeping change for USC Upstate. And that's a big blow for the Spartans if they do lose Luca Buffon here for the remainder of this second half. They've got a couple of options to choose from. with Lucas O'Grady and Robert Bailey, the backup goalkeeping options.
Buffon only having to make one save so far this evening. It hasn't been too busy of a night for him. He's back on his feet now. There is one keeper on Upstate's bench that looks to be warming up.
It looks like O'Grady is the man who has had the penny stripped from him as he goes through the motions and might be coming on. Buffon looking like he wants to try and work this one out, but you'd have to feel the Spartans don't want to try and risk furthering any injury he may have picked up.
Yeah, there looks to be a grimace on his face, though, as he's trying to work through these motions. Seems like he will be carrying on for the time being, most likely with O'Grady on standby.
Meanwhile, there's a midfield change for High Point. Mason Marcy's come off, and now Davis Biggerstaff has stepped into his central midfield position ahead of Lala Sayete. Maybe this is a chance for High Point to try and fire whatever they can at Luca Buffon, knowing that he's picked up a knock.
It is a bit of an ambitious substitution from Zach Haynes there. Marcy is the captain of this side. He's no funny business. He cleans up a lot of the messes, a lot of the loose balls, makes some good passes, takes the free kicks, but Davis Biggerstaff is a much more creative offensive player going forward. So that's most likely what Zach Haynes is looking for, someone who's going to come on the pitch and create some opportunities going forward.
Here's Green. Trying to get around Anderson, who finds Felipe Marti. Fernandez. Upstate still in this game. Censini. Here's Fernandez. Julian Fernandez. The ball in towards Williams. He's far too ahead of him. High Point will make two changes, with Ashton Perkins coming in and Sebastian Chalbaud drops into that centre attacking midfield position. It looks like Alex Abril is the man who's coming off for Chalbaud.
Sending David Green to this right wing now, where he gets a lot of his minutes playing on the wing. He's a creative player.
Perkins heads it on. Bullfun will deal with that. 20 minutes to go. 1-1 between High Point and USC Upstate. And Perkins clattering into Bullfun. Looked like it was accidental.
Bullfun definitely shaken up. He was already most likely still feeling what he was feeling earlier that warranted the trainer to come out, but that one from Ashton Perkins, who looked like he tried to slow up, that one definitely is going to leave him limbering a little bit more.
Now the referee having a word with head coach of the Spartans, Scott Halkett, about that challenge. Play will now resume following that discussion. He does make a fair point. It wasn't a clever challenge from Perkins. It was late on Buffon, who's already been injured now.
Makes you wonder if there was a little bit something of intent in there, you know, seeing that the other goalkeeper had been dragging a little bit.
Yeah, more or less to try and catch him and nip the ball off him rather than run right through him. I don't think that would be Perkins' intention at all, but
No.
it was late. He did miss out, and Buffon did well to get the ball away and come away from that challenge, not hurting himself even more. Perhaps I don't know about you, JT, but surprised that he's decided to continue on. He looked like he was genuinely not okay to continue.
Yeah, he still looks like he's moving a little gingerly still. Props to him for carrying on. I'm not sure whether it's his back, but it looks like it's that right side of him that seems to be hanging a little bit.
Chalbaud. And then Perkins again with another late challenge. And Felipe Marti to take this free kick after falling to the ground there. McRobb missed his header there. Falls for Babai. We're trying to go wide there for Fernandez, who they find now. Erlin. Not many options for him, but he's able to find Anderson. Marti did well to switch it. Anderson did well to keep it in. Fernandez.
It's one of Upstate's better spells of play here. They've worked the ball back and forth from both sides of the pitch, looking to create an opportunity.
Censini. Ayete did well to get up there and prevent the cross from coming in. Chalbaud connecting with Fernandez. And trying to continue his run. And then fouls this man, trying to win it back.
A little bit unlucky there. He had some great link-up play with Fernandez for a second. He tried to take on his man. He ultimately just got caught a little bit in front of him, and he accidentally clips his heels.
Bobai. Here's Erlin. Marti. Bye-bye. He's fouled by Biggerstaff, and that's going to be a yellow card.
Now the fourth yellow card for High Point. Both teams with 5 shots on the night, but still no keeper really being tested too much. Buffon with only 1 save on the night. And Holden Trent yet to register a save.
Biggerstaff. Ellen brought it down. And then Yeremy Montero was caught there.
Phipps needs to be careful. Already on a yellow card. Not sure whether Montero was looking for it a little bit, knowing that Phipps was coming in. Maybe a little bit of both, but either way, Phipps did catch him a little bit, and he definitely needs to be a bit more cautious going forward with his yellow card.
Yeah, I was just going to touch on that he's on thin ice, and that's perhaps his final warning from the referee. If he commits another foul, he's perhaps going to go into the book and have to be sent off, but he's a level-headed guy, Nick Phipps. He won't allow that to happen.
Yeah, that seemed to be really his only second foul since the first one in the first half that warranted the yellow card, so he's been a bit calm since, and now he'll definitely have to watch himself.
They want to have the free kick retaken, the referee. And Elias Elin will have another chance to deliver this. The clock is still running as we wait for this free kick to be taken.
Yeah, a lot of time drained here in this segment of play.
Williams. Marty. Bobai! Not too far away from Upstate retaking the lead.
Yeah, a lot of Upstate Spartans in there chasing that, about 6. If there was going to be an opportunity for them to get back ahead in this game, that was the one right there. They had a lot of people chasing it, but Babai's header just missed holding Trenton goal.
Ashton Perkins will make way alongside David Green for Alex Abril and MD Myers, the man who's got high point level. Maybe he might come on and score the winner now. Mason Marcy is back in with Carson Kendall out of action for now. You have to feel High Point are really going for it. The score's level at 1-1 with 13 minutes remaining here in the second half. Can High Point make these attacking numbers count and put this game beyond USC Upstate? It still hangs in the balance. High Point effectively playing one centre-back now, Finn McCrobb, with Marcy filling in on defensive duties. Here is McCrobb. And away they come again, the Panthers. And it ran out for a corner.
It was good defending by Anderson there. I believe that was Biggerstaff that found himself in some space, breaking away, driving at Upstate, but I believe it was Anderson who recovered well to put pressure on Biggerstaff.
It looks like it was actually Ashton Perkins who made that blistering run. Don't really remember him coming back on. The substitutions happened so quickly there. Ayete. That was Biggerstaff who delivered the ball in.
McRobb's still up the pitch right now.
High Point have to be careful they don't commit too many men forward. Ayete with a challenge, fair one. Thrown to Upstate with 12 minutes to go. And now a yellow card for Upstate's assistant head coach, Nico Luque. Anderson's throw in. Macrob's going to try and let this run, and Brody Williams ran all over Macrob there. Here's Chalbord. High Point trying to come at full swing. Abril. Biggerstaff. And his ball, he couldn't wrap his foot all the way around it.
Some springing movement forward there for High Point. It's time that they get forward and try and make something happen with just over 10 minutes left. If they want to get anything out of this game, they've got to make the most of their opportunities.
Macrob with a good header to find Linfelt.
The Panthers have body forwards now. They're looking thin at the back. They're getting forward, trying to get numbers behind the ball, see if they can make something happen.
Abril. Here's Aroca. And Torres unable to collect. We apologize for some technical issues you might notice on your screen. The score, of course, 1-1 as we enter the last few minutes of this second half. 9 to go and some change. And High Point drawing level with USC Upstates. Of course, Upstates goal in the first half scored by Javier Torres. And MD Myers put away the equalizer for the Panthers early in the second half. As Linfelt drives on for the Panthers. Came off of Perkins last. We throw into USC Upstate.
Just under 9 minutes now for something to happen for either side to avoid going to that extra time.
Yete was whistled for the foul there on Bobai. Might have been a soft one there from the referee as Bobai went down a bit easily there.
Yeah. He did a good job to beat Johnny on the spot and beat Ayerte to the ball.
Marcy heads it down for Biggerstaff. Chalbord. High pressure from Upstate as they try and work an opening now. And Jimmy James couldn't make anything happen that time. Macrob's long ball. Perkins chasing it down. And he fouls Hayden Anderson.
Panthers are going to have to be very assuring about getting their heads to the ball, winning those second balls that are coming down. Upstates are going to be lofting the ball forward, trying to get numbers up on the counterattack, trying to make something happen out of nothing. It's up to the Panthers to deal with it and make something happen on the attacking front like they're trying to do now.
Biggerstaff. Phipps wants to cut inside. Myers. Oh, he tried to knock it back for Phipps that time. Biggerstaff. Myers beaten to it. And there's a man down for USC Upstate, Felipe Marti. He's limping towards the touchline. He looks like he's in trouble. As Chalbord finds MD Myers. Play goes on. Alex Abril. Wide for Ashton Perkins. Oh, it's just beyond him. Now Linfeld. High Point not stopping for the injury to Marcy. They're going for the win. Abril tries to go on, and the ball from MD Myers was a good one, but Abril's touch was too heavy. Now the referee stops play, so Felipe Marti can be attended to.
Yeah, it's kind of hard for High Point. You know, sometimes you might want to stop play and give the opposing team an opportunity, but they were just caught on the break. I didn't realize at first that maybe one of Upstate's players was down and they were breaking on the counterattack. And, you know, if you're running towards goal, why would you stop? And so they had every right to go on. And ultimately, Upstate have got out of High Point's initial pressure, and now they can tend to Marty, who is getting back to his feet now, but he still looks to be in a lot of discomfort.
Marty's going to limp this one off. He has played quite well for Upstate throughout this match. And how will Upstate cope with this defensively? They don't have too many options on the bench to pick from. Looks like there'll be some switching around at the back. Alex Jusberg comes on as an attacking option for Scott Halkett's side. McRobb. Chalbord. Abril. That's a poor pass from him. He does well to get back and defend. That ball over the head of Anderson. And he recovers well against Ashton Perkins. Thrown for High Point. Just over 5 minutes left in regulation. Can either side find the winning touch? Oh, Myers has a go and he blasts it towards goal and into the head of, it looks like Orion McHugh, who took that full-blooded shot.
Myers really seemed to put his foot through that, and McHugh definitely feeling the effects of that one. Caught that square in the face, and it's no wonder he's in some pain.
And somehow Filippo Censini's picked up a yellow card here for something he said to the referee.
Upstate becoming thinner and thinner at the back, just having to make a substitution for Marty, who was injured, and now McHugh seems to be heading to the bench for some treatment now.
Some more shuffling around for Upstate. This doesn't bode well for their winning challenge as Jeremy Montero, another attacking player, is on. Could that play into the hands of High Point? Brody Williams has dropped back into a centre-back role. Perhaps more for size than skill. Zayete tries to knock it in behind. Montero. Can McRobb get there? He does. Does ever so well. Julian Fernandez. He continues his run. Aroca. Fouled by Marcy, according to the referee.
This is a big opportunity for the Spartans now. About 30 yards out with a free kick. Just under 4 minutes to play. I wonder if someone will try and have a hit, put this on frame, and maybe follow it up. Or do they have some tricks up their sleeves? Either way, this is a big opportunity for the Spartans to maybe try and find that go-ahead goal.
Mason Marcy picking up a yellow card for that challenge on Aroca. And the referee now handing out bookings like candy on Halloween.
There seems to be a lot of time drained away in the second half. Foul count now going to 17 for the Panthers. A lot of fouls happening and a couple of yellow cards as well. I believe it's 5 now for the Panthers.
Stepping up behind the set piece, Javier Torres. 1 goal already tonight. Upstate's player to watch. He leaves it for Cencini. It's a tame effort. Holden Trent never troubled by that.
Yeah, that's one they definitely want back. Not very threatening whatsoever. You need a lot more when it's coming down to this point in the game.
Great ball from Linfelt. Perkins. An even better challenge from Fernandez. Upstate have had a number of stops like that to prevent the Panthers from getting in behind with pace. Under 3 minutes to go, 1-1 between High Point and USC Upstate. Free kick to Upstate.
Upstate in no hurry to take this free kick. They seem to be the ones bleeding a little bit coming to the end of this game. Maybe trying to just crawl to the finish line and make it to that extra time.
Javier Torres going down. Biggerstaff knocking it long. He drops for Chalbod. Oh, and he can't find Biggerstaff that time. Cencini got back. Bye-bye. Anderson. Then Perkins nipping in, trying to get around Fernandez. Less than 90 seconds now. Separating these two sides from extra time. Bullfond away. Finds the feet of Jusberg. Marcy challenging with a great tackle.
Crucial tackle there for Marcy with Jusberg. Breaking towards goal. Under a minute. Puts the ball out of play. And ultimately one last opportunity for the Spartans here.
And Jimmy James not finding the target from range.
30 seconds now. Time running out with Ashton Perkins running onto a ball that is far out of play.
Upstate will be happy to take their time now with 15 seconds left. Foul throw in. Clock is still running. One last attack in regulation for High Point. Alex Abril will go, and his shot is well wide of the target, and we're heading to extra time again in back-to-back home fixtures for the Panthers. They're held by UFC Upstate 1-1 at the end of night on their record. They beat Gardner-Webb on the road by 3-0, but a tougher test here at home tonight against USC Upstate. 1-1 as we get the first period of extra time started now at Vert Stadium.
A win would be huge for either side. High Point, who currently sits second in the Big South, would definitely like to staple their names in that position. Maybe have a chance of moving further up the rankings with some dropped points from Campbell and Upstate, who currently sits seventh in the Big South. A win here would definitely boost their confidence and definitely bring them out of that mid-table purgatory that they currently sit in.
You have to feel this extra time period is going to be an absolute blast to see. Such an open affair with Caco Fernandez back on. Remember, it is a golden goal affair. So both sides will be absolutely going at it. And Ayete challenging there. As Upstate try and come forward now. Here's Fernandez. His cross is in. And a great save from Holden Trent to deny Filippo Censini.
Excellent opportunity out of the gate there for USC Upstate. They weathered the first wave of High Point attack there. They got the ball up the pitch quickly. They switched it to the other side, sent a taunting ball into the back post where Mancini met it with his head, but not enough on it to beat Holden Trent in goal.
High Point now forcing the initiative. There perhaps won't be much sitting back from High Point. They have the healthier squad. They've got more options to pick from now. Myers tried to flick it on. Carson Kendall back in for the Panthers. Here's Abril. Censini played it on. Now Usberg. Kendall did well to challenge there. Perkins. Marcy. Linfelt will do well to get there. Finds McRobb. Tries the big switch of play, but can't find Phipps or Abril.
And then there's another Spartan down on the ground, maybe to be cramping.
Yeah, it's the Swede Alex Usberg, who hasn't had too many minutes in this game, but now he's gone down. And the problems keep mounting for USC Upstate. It looks like he might have just picked up a knot from that challenge. He went into the tackle with Carson Kendall. Usberg is off and Alvaro Martin is in. Perkins putting the pressure on. Aroca. And Anderson with a nearly troublesome header for his goalkeeper Buffon. Sheer numbers forward here for Upstate as they try and snatch a winner.
Let's see if it pays off. It definitely leaves some holes at the back where High Point can run in behind them on their own counterattack. But it's up to Upstate to make something happen here in front of High Point's goal.
It's Javier Torres. It's a clever ball. And it was nipped away from him by Finn McRobb. Fernandez, Perkins. Abril's making the run. Perkins finds him. Didn't quite get the touch he wanted, Abril.
If he could have brought that down, that could have been the game right there. Yeah, he moves here, still working on this right wing, trying to make something happen.
Myers is in there. Marcy will hit it. Perkins will knock it on. Blocked by Fernandez. And Perkins ends up fouling him. What a block that was, though, from the Spartans' defense.
High Point really knocking on the door here with just over 5 minutes to play in this first period of overtime.
I'll have another look at it as that miss-hit shot came in and Perkins just tried to touch it on towards the goal. And Fernandez was there to make the crucial block.
Upstate bailed out a little bit there with that foul call. I didn't see much in it. It looked like Fernandez was trying to shield the ball. Lost a little bit of his balance in doing so and just went over by himself.
Poor ball in from Alvaro Martin. Perhaps tired legs and Trent can't find Perkins. Julian Fernandez trying to be a bit clever there with his throw-in. McRobb. And then Bobai. A heavy touch from him.
Pressure really starting to build here. Both teams going for it, sending people up, trying to find this golden goal that will send either side home with a win, whoever can grab it.
Aroca still looking sharp, but that ball's going to evade the run of a teammate, and then Phipps gets it away. Myers trying to hold it up. Anderson fouled him. And then Kendall wanted to get it on quickly, but the referee not happy with the position of the ball.
It's been a focus of High Points tonight, trying to play the ball quickly.
Marcy clattered into by Aroca. No card given by the referee for Mario Aroca,
who is already on a yellow card. That was a dangerous tackle for a man who's already been in the book. He's lucky to get away with that one there.
Marcy slips his man this time. And then tries to chip the keeper, and it looked like he was actually trying to find Caco Fernandez. An ambitious ball from Mason Marcy. Didn't pay off that time. The High Point are looking more and more dangerous. Upstate starting to make a few mistakes. There's 2.5 minutes remaining as this first period is flown by. And then Upstate getting themselves into trouble. Perkins coming in. Marcy trying to pick it up. And then he's fouled. Free kick to High Point with 2 minutes on the clock.
This is just what the Panthers need, a free kick in a very dangerous territory. Will this be the one that sends the win home for them?
It's Mason Marcy who stands over it.
Kendall's come up for it. There's numbers in the box for the Panthers. There's lethal finishers like a Brill and MD Myers standing in the area waiting. Will this be what makes the game for High Point?
1.5 minutes to go. Marcy can't beat the first man. We'll try and loft it back in now. McRobb getting his head to it. Then Aroca heads it back to Perkins. Perkins for Myers. And they just can't work an opening, High Point. Aroca trying to get away from Perkins, but Ashton Perkins with an excellent challenge.
Crowd really getting into it now after that tackle.
Now a minute to go. Linfelt in there. It's Julian Fernandez. Acres of space here for Upstate. Montero goes back to Fernandez. It's Aroca. It's Yeremy Montero. It opens up for him. Deflected! And just past the post. Upstate inches away from claiming the winner. They have a corner with 20 seconds left.
Heart and stomach moment for the Panthers there after that deflection hit. Holden Trent was already diving the wrong way and it just inched past the Panthers post.
Disappointing delivery. And Fernandez gets it away. As the first period of overtime comes to its conclusion with neither side are scathed from this one. 1-1 the scoreline remains, and JT, luckily for High Point and unluckily for USC Upstate, he didn't find the net. Well, there's 10 more minutes for either side now to try and do just that. And it's Upstate who get us underway for the final 10 minutes of this game. Golden goal is the rule. The scoreline's 1-1 between High Point and USC Upstate. And it really is crucial times as Fernandez gives it away. And they're in behind here, Upstate. Trent has lost it and then boots it away. And High Point immediately trying to resurrect themselves. Chalbaud fouled there by Javier Torres. What an opportunity that nearly was for Upstate. Had Alvaro Martin got on the end of it. And Chalbaud commits the foul. Clever play from Anderson to not let Chalbaud get goal side of him there.
A lot of fouls in this game. That was the 20th foul on the Panthers now. A lot of time just wasted away. It's kind of been a big moment or point of emphasis for this game as there hasn't been as much fluidity due to all the fouls. The other team really being able to find too much of a rhythm anymore.
Came off a Phipps, throw into USC Upstate. It has been a physical affair, but these two sides in recent time play like champions. And it has been a big battle here tonight. Free kick to High Point now. Linfelt was the man who was on the receiving end. Chalbaud having to drop deep. Finds Perkins. Myers, Chalbaud. Still Chalbaud! Was he clipped? The referee doesn't think so. And play continues. That looked like a nailed-on penalty.
It's hard to say whether Anderson got the ball or not there, but there was definitely some contact that sent Chalbaud to the ground. That would be a very difficult penalty to give at this stage in the game, but it did look like there could have been something there.
Montero. Oh, it's just behind the run of Alvaro Martin.
This game, with just under 7 minutes to go, has all left to play for it.
Ayete knocking it long. Childboard, was he fouled that time? The referee thinks so.
It's a big tackle there from McHugh. Definitely left a little bit on Shalbod.
Now, we'll have a look at that from Childboard. Clever footwork, and perhaps the contact would have been light. But it was a good shout for the Panthers. I'll try and rely on this free kick with 6 minutes to go left in this game. It's all the time either side have to try and win it. Biggerstaff delivers. It's behind Perkins. Phipps with a crucial header. And then Fernandez. Perkins. Brilliant dribbling from him. Fernandez. Myers. Perkins goes on. And it's a throw into High Point.
Beautifully done by Perkins there. He skipped numerous challenges, even pulled off a nutmeg, I believe.
He's going to attempt the long throw in here. Myers header! Onto the roof of the net.
Fantastic throw there from Perkins as well. Put a lot of speed and directness in there. It was lasered in there. MD Myers did a good job to put his head on it, but just could not get it under the crossbar.
Great execution there from Perkins. And it was just behind. Or rather, Myers had to get back to try and get underneath it. Fernandez. Trying to skip around James. McHugh clears it. And Linfelt will leave the throw into Perkins to take.
It's going to be another long throw here. Will the Panthers be able to make something out of this?
4 minutes left. McRobb is up there. It's still in the box. Cleared away by Cencini. Then Montero for Upstate. Finds Aroca. Martin ahead of him. Aroca! Top save from Holden Trent. He keeps the Panthers in it.
He hasn't had much to do tonight, but with Roca running at him like that, and he has to spring to his right, makes a fantastic save to keep this game where it is and not let Upstate get away with it just yet.
Corner to Upstate. Charbord with the header. Bobai doing the blockading that time. Throw into Upstate with 3 minutes left. Great ball in, but to no one in particular for Upstate. And now High Point with 2 minutes and 45 seconds to try and find the winner. This is brilliant action here at Vert Stadium. High drama. It may not be the playoffs, but it does certainly feel like there's so much on the line for both teams to try and find the victory.
Another long throw from Perkins here. Time just ticking down.
Perkins throws it in, but can't beat the head of Cencini. And Linfelt, his clearance is deflected. Anderson clears it. Perkins. Skips around Censini. And McHugh will just boot it away. Linfelt. It's Fernandez. Linfelt around Fernandez. That being Julian Fernandez doing the defending. And Luca Buffon will be happy to get that away. Marcy being chased now by Montero. With a minute to go, it's with USC Upstate now. Montero. Away by Finn McRobb. Now Fernandez turning on the afterburners.
He needs support. He ran out of options there. Not many people around him to help. It's hard to do it all yourself from that position.
30 seconds now. Phipps nicks in. Phipps continues on. Myers leaves it, but no one's behind him. 20 seconds now. Perkins will maybe try one last long throw in here. 10 seconds remain. Myers leaves it. Biggerstaff will hit it. And it's not the right connection for the Panthers. And it will end in a draw.